Welcome back to Make Money Online. In this video, we'll be looking at just how high NIO stock can get and how you can maximize your investment in NIO stock. NIO stocks have improved over time since it first launched and sold at $6, and then it went down to an all-time low of $1 to $2 per share. This was a major turnoff for investors, and those who had bought into the company from the beginning had seemingly bought into a trap. It had several issues other than its acceptability into a market already being ruled by Tesla. Tesla has become a formidable force in the global market that is to be expected after years at the top. The electric vehicle industry has risen out of its past after Tesla launched in 2006. Other automobile makers have produced their own version of the electric car, but it still doesn't beat the consolidation of the EV market that was put in place by Tesla. Tesla stock continued to rise as it had no direct competitor that was solely an EV maker. Nissan and other automakers have tried with their impressive cars such as the Nissan Leaf, which ranked high among the most sought-after electric cars in the world. It never truly challenged Tesla. The introduction of China-based NIO redefined the game. The space of the EV industry started filling up. A different class of stocks was established as a result. NIO brought something else to the game, a worthy competitor to Tesla. While Tesla continued to fly high while NIO struggled at first, a rival to Tesla by name but not in terms of result. The high cost of production of its vehicles and low sales meant that it burned through finances faster without making enough to continue to run its operations. This was what led to a dip in its stock to $1 to $2 per share. Even then, individual investors were not too enthusiastic about buying their stocks. Such was the bleak moment that covered its bright future. Not many people expected it to well and truly replace Tesla in the Chinese market. As many as those that missed the resurgence of the EV industry riding on the back of Tesla's magic horse would hope to reap big off another potential electric car maker that could raise the bar. Investors were looking to buy its shares off at its beginning and sell it off when it finally rose, and indeed it seemed a good enough bet. Its financial struggles cast a major shadow over its plans, though. A company that would thrive should not have that kind of experience right at the start. But like some startups, it was driven so close to bankruptcy, with high production expenses, expensive cars, and little to no sales. We don't know how it truly happened or when the proceedings started. NIO Inc. came out to announce that it had secured major investments from some institutional investors based in China, who bought 25% equity of the company's stocks. This was a much-needed boost to the company's finances as it came when the company was drowning beneath the waves. This major investment threw NIO stock a lifeline, and it grabbed at it with both hands. This investment meant that NIO ceded 25% control of the company to the investors. This is in addition to the probable shares owned by individual investors at the time, and it's unclear how this will pan out as the company grows. But what was evident was that the company surfaced out of its problems and even rose in value. It was reported at some point that the company had to yield to the demands of institutional investors to establish a subsidiary in a new location. Recent news informed us that NIO received funding from new Chinese investors worth approximately $1 billion. This was provided to help the company overcome its budding sales problem. To seal the deal, NIO transferred some of its assets to a new subsidiary called NIO China, which was located in Hefei. The sales of NIO products increased exceedingly towards the end of the year, and it broke its record monthly sales despite the initial difficulties it faced financially. It appeared that things were finally going NIO's way, as these announcements and deals have proven to initiate a major boost in its stock value as well as its overall sales. There are so many other reasons for the rise of NIO's stock value. The adoption of new tech into its car models did enough to attract more buyers to its growing customer base, and ultimately, an improvement to its stock value. One defining idea that has been applauded by analysts, including original critics of NIO, is the battery-as-a-service operation. It's a laudable setup meant to meet the needs of customers across China and other countries with battery service station points. The major problem attached to electric vehicles is usually always about the situation of charging stations and the extensive time it takes to charge an electric car. NIO's idea of the battery-as-a-service was a great answer to this problem. It was sweet news that rolled off the tongue of its PR when they announced that NIO product users can now swap batteries out at designated battery swap stations instead of waiting for hours or travel a long distance to get to a far-off charging station. It also eliminates the high cost of charging at power stations, and this was a pleasing move for the customers. Its sales surged as a result, and many more investors joined its ranks with the launch of this service. The company is doing so well as its stock rose from $26 to $34. And it reached an all-time high around $50. though it has fallen off that pedestal and currently stands at $44.67. It has come a long way from when it fell as far as $1. NIO is the most anticipated stock in the market now, with investors looking for low-priced shares to buy in a company with a huge potential in 2021. NIO is well placed to be a beneficiary of massive global attention on a financial scale. A lot of people are looking to get their teeth in before it kickstarts its next uptrend out of its current dip zone. Long-term investors are the most hopeful ones riding on the waves of NIO's easy transition through the coronavirus pandemic. If you've bought an awful lot of NIO stocks sometime last year or in 2018, you're probably grinning broadly behind your computer screen at the big win that NIO stock has earned you over the years. Though the price is still relatively high and it's become pretty less affordable than it was before, if you're still considering an investment in NIO stock or any stock at all, you can still hop onto this train before it gets too late. The electric vehicle sector has risen significantly in 2020 as the stocks of all the companies in the EV sector rose at unimaginable proportions. Generally, NIO stock has garnered a very high year-to-date share price accumulation in 2020 alone. There's no indication as to whether it will fall or not, all hopes remain. Though it experienced a bit of a scare when direct rivals arose in the Chinese traditional market, like Li Auto and XPeng. These two competitors, like NIO, have chosen the EV industry as a base, and they make their own incredible crop of vehicles, with XPeng controversially criticized for making vehicles that look awfully like Tesla products. That aside, they secured their own spots on stock exchange mediums such as NYSE and Nasdaq, and continue to trade stocks to their own investors. All three have experienced massive growth in their stock, and at some point, it was said that XPeng stocks momentarily exceeded that of NIO. But they're still pretty new in the market, and may lack the dexterity to stand at the top of the charts, as NIO has managed to do over the years. However, they provide enough pressure on Tesla's supremacy, and the EV sector is bound to get more interesting as time proceeds. As much as NIO is in danger of being delisted from the New York Stock Exchange, the other Chinese EV companies are not exempted either. We're yet to see the confirmed results of that legislation. There is a glimmer of hope for those companies with Joe Biden coming into power in place over Donald Trump, who was the key driving force behind the delisting of Chinese companies, for failing to heed the bill asking them to reveal private information about their audit and financial results. NIO stands way ahead of the Chinese pack and is earning its nickname as the Chinese Tesla, showing the kind of fortitude and dynamism that we've gotten used to seeing from Tesla stocks. NIO stock still has a fair price compared to its competitor Tesla. Tesla stock currently stands at $628.89, and NIO's stock price, $44.67, is only about 92.9% of Tesla's stock value. Quite the gap, right? With every moment, NIO is getting closer and closer by following in the footsteps of Tesla, despite being a direct competitor. There's just so much NIO is capable of achieving in the EV sector. According to Nasdaq for 2020, NIO's stock target for the trading year was set at $33, but so far it's reached a high of $57.2 and a low of about $2.11, with an average volume of about 120,109,589 and a market cap worth $66 billion. It had its highest ever amount of sales in October 2020 after selling 5,055 cars. The Chinese government is bolstering a surge in EV adoption and clean energy vehicles to grab a quarter of total car sales by 2025. This should play really well to NIO's advantage, as it hopes to regain more ground in the Chinese local market from Tesla. If you want to benefit from the long-term narrative of NIO, buying the stock at $44.67 today is not a bad idea. This chart shows the potential of NIO stock to attain its previous height of about $54 as we venture into 2020. Depending on the events and activities of the company, as well as the nature of other rivals, this stock value is realistic and it may even rise higher than this as the year proceeds. Though analysts are calling for caution on the part of investors in the short term, claiming that only long-term investors really have anything to make from NIO stock. It might take some time, but it will happen. Alright, that's it. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so you can get our updates whenever we post a new video. Do you want to invest in NIO stock for 2021? Please leave your comments in the comment section below. For more information on NIO stocks, kindly watch any of our other videos. See you next time.